In this video, I give you a guide for Kinnara on how you should do her talents and her skills as you're leveling them up, so stick around, let's get it. Welcome back to CO Gaming, and today we will do a guide for Kinnara. We'll talk about how you should put her talents in and go from there. But before we do, I would like to thank all the new subscribers to the channel. Thank you very much. And I look forward to putting out content for all of you, but let's just kind of jump right into this. So as far as the talents goes, Kinnara is a really extremely good marksman. She's kind of that just nuker, glass cannon type, commander. So keep that in mind before you put a lot of time into her. She is extremely good. She does a lot of damage, but she is a glass cannon. But we're going to talk about her just streamline based skills real quick. So the first one you get when you first get her is Rattlesnake Strike. Attack range is medium, cost 1,000 rage. Kinnara deals hero damage, skill damage to an enemy legion. Physical damage factor 1400, inflicts feeble, decreasing all damage they deal by 15% for 5 seconds. Of course, this starts out at 700 and goes up to 1400 as you get points put into her. It also gives you a target damage dealt reduction up to 15% once it's maxed out, which is not bad at all. Excuse me. The second skill that you get as you continue to star her up is while in the field, Kinnara's Legion deals 14% more normal attack damage and takes 6% less hero skill damage. This does start out at 10% and 4%, but goes all the way up to 20 and 10, which is not bad at all. Then you get Hunter's Pace passive skill. All marksman units in Kinnara's Legion gain 10% physical attack. That goes up to 30% as you have more skills put in her. And the last one is a passive skill that allows you to inflict a slow upon a target, increasing her Legion physical counterattack damage dealt by 10% and reducing the target's march speed by 10% for 5 seconds. This goes up to 30% and also goes up to 20%. So that is kind of a rundown of her skills. As far as her talents go, as you can tell, I'm not completely fully maxed yet, but can kind of give you a rundown on how I would do this. So this start off with going in with 3 points into your overall attack, which is going to give you 1.2% attack. Then you can kind of do it both ways. Right now I have it in overall defense, but I will be changing this at some point and putting those 3 points into the overall speed. Having that march speed is going to be super important for getting around in the field while you're PvPing. But the next 3 points you will put into your overall health, which is going to increase that by 1.2%. And then, of course, you put your point into Backstabber, which is whenever your Legion inflicts a debuff effect on an enemy Legion, they also deal 2% more damage for 5 seconds. This effect can be triggered once every 5 seconds, which is a pretty amazing skill. It can, 2% is 2%. And the fact that it can be triggered every 5 seconds is pretty amazing itself. Then after that, what I did is I started to kind of go through my marksman line, and then I went ahead and put 5 points into marksman attack, which is going to increase your marksman attack by 2.5%. Then you put your 5 points into High Spirit, which is launching a normal attack, has a 10% chance to grant you Legion 50 Rage. Of course, Rage is how you use your skills, so having as much of that as possible is a good thing. And then once you put your 5 points into that, you put your 5 points into Intimidation. Your Legion deals 4% more hero skill damage. Then Bullseye, when your Legion consists entirely of marksman units, they gain 5 stacks of attack, increase every 10 seconds while in battle. Each stack increases their attack by 1%. Each normal attack they launch removes 1 stack. So basically, that's, you balance out how much of the buff they get you, and every normal attack they do, it just, takes that number back down. So it's just a rotating door of simply, you know, adding, remove, adding. So you're not just getting just insanely high numbers. It's balancing, and it's the way it ultimately should be. And then after you put your 1 point into that, what I did before I started to kind of get over here is I did put a few points into the control tree, which you're gonna want to do anyway. But I put 5 points into overall speed to help, my march move a little faster. And then after I'd put those 5 points, I went ahead and put 5 more into overall attack to continually to increase that attack of your Legion's units. And then put your 5 points into Adrenaline Rush. Your Legion deals 4% more normal attack damage. And then at some point, I will come over here and put my last point into control, which is Soul Siphon. Counterattacks have a 10% chance to steal 40 rage from the enemy Legion. But that will be as far as we go in this line. We will actually cap off by going ahead and putting 5 more points into Marksman's HP, increase the HP of your Legion's marksman units by 1.5%. Of course, that's going to be higher as you get it leveled up. I think it's probably like 2.5%. And then go ahead and put your 5 points into Delight. Increase rage accumulation speed by 5% when your Legion's units count is over 50%. That's going to be pretty amazing because you get more rage, which is going to be good. And then put 5 points into Radical. Reduce your Legion's defense by 0.3%, but increase their damage dealt by 0.6%. So basically, you're just, this is where you start to turn into a glass cannon. You're reducing your defense and becoming an offensive juggernaut and just stacking that attack over and over. And then last but not least, you're going to put your 1 point into Pursuit. When your Legion consists entirely of marksman units, they inflict fragility when casting rage skills, increasing normal attack damage taken by 10% for 5 seconds. This effect can be triggered once every 10 seconds. So if it lasts for 5 seconds and it can be triggered every 10 seconds, so literally you hit it, it lasts 5 seconds later it's going to hit again. Like that's just insane to me that that's even a thing. That is how I will be doing my skill tree. I think it's probably the best overall build, but you could definitely tweak it some. You could probably get a little bit more attack if you wanted to. But everything's open for discussion any way you do it. I just feel like that's the best way that I've seen so far, and I've kind of reset this tree a couple times, even though it's very expensive to do for 1,000 gems, just to kind of play around with a few different things. So as far as who you pair Kinnara up with, well, in the early game, I think probably your best bet is Gwynwyn. I think she's just the best overall pair for Kinnara early, but the in-game situation will be to pair her with, let's see here, Nico. Yeah, you're going to want to pair her with Nico, and I think that build in the in-game will be just insane, the amount of damage you can pump out using those two together. It can be really good. For now, you could also, if you really wanted to, you could put Hosk on them if you've, got that VIP done and you have all of his packs, which, I technically can do. I just haven't picked up those packs yet because I haven't really had the time to mess with Hosk, but you can definitely put Hosk on Kinnara as well. But personally, for me, I run Gwynwyn on my Kinnara for now until I can manage to get lucky and get some more Nico shards. But that's just kind of how I would do that. Other than that, that's kind of pretty much it. There's, nothing simple to it. She is a glass cannon, but she does a ton of damage. And that's kind of what, I don't know, I guess I'll look for in things, which is why I've put so much focus into her, and I will continue putting focus into her every time they give me a chance to get her shards for sure. So if you like this video, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button. Till next time, CO out.